Director, National Security Agency. He's going to be meeting with the Microsoft chaps, the Google chaps, the Facebook chaps, the LinkedIn chaps to make sure that that fusion of social networking and national snooping is definitely in vogue. That's one of the topics actually in the official Bilderberg press release. They're talking about cybersecurity once again, after, of course, it was the US and Israel not only got a court release in the Stuxnet virus, but also the new Flame virus. Basically, Israel again has come out and admitted they did it. So while they're pushing for internet control and censorship of free speech because of cybersecurity threats, they're meeting at Bilderberg to discuss cybersecurity threats. They're the ones creating the cybersecurity threats. You know the drill by now. So going down this list, Roger Altman, Evercore Partners, of course, we've got a lot of corporate people there. His Royal Highness Prince Philip of Belgium, he's a regular attendee. We got Nick Bowles, Member of Parliament, Great Britain. He's violating the law. Of course, Tony Blair attended in '93, went on to become Prime Minister. There's another We Are Change video where Luke confronts Tony Blair about the fact he lied in front of Parliament and claimed that he never attended Bilderberg. In the video, which is at Prisonplanet.com, Blair admits he did attend Bilderberg in 1993. So he's been caught lying to Parliament. So now we got another Member of Parliament, Nick Bowles, there from Britain. Again, continuing on the Bilderberg 2012 attendee list. Mitchell Daniels Jr., Governor of Indiana. Of course, we were looking for the potential VP pick for Mitt Romney's running mate. I'm going to have to check if he's a Republican or a Democrat, but we're going to look at the names for that. Thomas Donnellan, as I said before, National Security Advisor of the White House. So the Obama administration, again, has a representative at Bilderberg, as they did back in 2009. Robert Dudley, BP, of course, all the oil companies represented. Goldman Sachs, Michael Evans, Vice Chairman, Global Head of Growth Markets, Goldman Sachs. Of course, Goldman Sachs have used their technocrats to basically take over the IMF and the entire European economy. We've got the EU titans, Von Rompuy and Trichet, according to Jim Tucker meeting there. Don't know if they're on this list or not, but routinely, some of the bigger names that you see attending at Bilderberg and the ones that have been photographed will not appear on this official list. It's important to stress this is not an exhaustive list. This is merely the people who have consented to appear on the list. If attendees wish to opt out of the list, they don't appear on it, but they can appear at the conference because they've been photographed. HSBC, of course, all the banks represented. Austin Goolsbee, Professor of Economics, University of Chicago, academia represented. Again, Donald Graham, Washington Post company. That's why you're not reading about it in the Washington Post, even though it's in their backyard, because he's sworn to secrecy. We've got Britt Harris, Teacher Retirement System of Texas. Reid Hoffman, co-founder, executive chairman, LinkedIn. Again, that's the mesh between social media, the CIA, and the National Security Agency, because, of course, it's a giant spying database. That's what it was always intended to be. We got another representative from China. Of course, last year we had a Chinese representative, and that was abnormal. We've got one again this year. Yiping Huang, Professor of Economics, China Center for Economic Research. John Huntsman, of course, US presidential candidate, dropped out quite early. His team, of course, vigorously attacked the Ron Paul campaign at every turn, put out fake information about Ron Paul, attempting to portray him as a racist. John Huntsman is at Bilderberg 2012, so he's certainly inserted himself back into the elitist fold after his failed presidential venture. Again, continuing down this list of official Bilderberg 2012 attendees, Eric Israelitz, CEO Le Monde, that's the French newspaper. Kenneth Jacobs, Chairman, CEO Lazard. James A. Johnson, Vice Chairman, Perseus LLC. And, of course, that was the guy who back in 2008 picked Barack Obama's running mate, Joe Biden. So he's there again. He's always there when there's a U.S. presidential election to be manipulated. So James A. Johnson again. Vernon Jordan, Senior Manager, Lazard. He's a regular attendee from my knowledge. Continuing on the list, John Kerry, as I said before, Senator from Massachusetts. John Kerry, of course, former presidential candidate himself back in 2004, and Skull and Bones member. Remember the Skull and Bones presidential election when he ran against George W. Bush. So John Kerry, along with Huntsman, is at the 2012 Bilderberg Conference. Henry Kissinger, of course, on the steering committee, war criminal. The Alberta premier I discussed earlier gave an elitist, scoffing remark when she was criticised for attending Bilderberg. She said it was, that her political adversary was not sophisticated enough to understand that this is a sophisticated confab that's necessary for world affairs. A not very sophisticated meeting with a war criminal, Henry Kissinger, okay? Don't try and pass it off as that. So Kissinger's there again. Klaus Kleinfeld, Chairman, CEO, Alcoa. And I'm just reading out the USA ones. I'm not even going to get to the European ones because obviously it's a list of 140-odd people. Henry Kravis, Kohlberg, Kravis, Roberts, he was there last year. Marie-Josie Kravis, Udston Institute, that's his wife. Fred Krupp, President, Environmental Defense Fund. Oh, isn't that interesting? Now, we know the Agenda 21 and ecological sustainability is going to be on the agenda. We leaked that on, I believe it was a couple of days ago. And, of course, that's all designed to hijack the environmental movement. The global warming, the man-made global warming mantra has largely been discredited, so now they're going to shift it into endangered species and other environmental threats to try and push through that carbon tax, which you pay straight to Al Gore's back pocket. So we've got Environmental Defense Fund President Fred Krupp representing the USA at Bilderberg 2012. We've got some people from Israel there. Cheng Li, Director Research, China Center Brookings Institution. Of course, they've been putting out numerous reports calling for an invasion of Syria, so that could very well be on the agenda. The Dow Chemical Company. Okay, now we're going back to Alex Jones, live at Bilderberg 2012.
Directing here from the scene, what I want to do is, Paul, just so I don't just sit here and host the show the entire time myself, when we're bullhorning and things, I want the guys to fade you down occasionally and go back to the live feed, because the guys, they're not going to cut into you when you're talking. So you're going to have to, every few minutes or so, remind them to go to the feed so everybody can see this, who's watching at Prisonplanet.tv and on the free streams at Infowars.com, Ustream, you name it. Because they're now bringing in some of these barricades here in front of us. The police now are being told to white glove. That is a cool shirt that guy's got over there, where it shows a photographer as a target. That's a great We Are Change shirt. All of this is going on. Oh, there goes one of the AMCN-37. I want to get these license plates. And these guys have these black Suburbans, and they feel all powerful. They're part of the in group. You're nobody. You're being injected with cancer viruses. There's probably about 20 police out here. And I said, hey, I bet some of you got autistic or mentally retarded children from the vaccines and the GMO, and a couple of cops got mad. See, I'm bad telling them why their children are brain damaged. I'm bad telling them why their wife's dying of cancer at 36. I'm bad for telling them they're being murdered. Literally, it's a Stockholm syndrome where they love their abusers. They love their abusers. That is what is going on here. Paul, how much of the list have you gone through?
Gone through most of it. Some interesting people on there. John Kerry, John Huntsman, of course, usual suspects, Google, Microsoft. The Obama White House has their national security advisor there, so they're represented once again. A lot of new names on it from what I can see.
The way they're acting, they're probably going to have Obama or Romney or somebody slinking in here. One of these criminals.
Hey, you need to check the back for Colombian hookers. Check for Colombian hookers in the back.
All right, again. All right. All right, there's the head police guy right there. Can you come talk to me, please, sir? Which one? I remember you're riding around on the golf cart. Can I talk to can you take me to the leader? Can I talk to somebody from the police department, please? From the Fairfax County Sheriff's Office or whatever it is. No, I need to talk to somebody. They wanted to talk to me at the beginning. I need to talk to one of you guys. Again, we get the silence of when the NSA is listening to our phones. They just sit there and go, yeah, it's criminal, we do it, so what? Your bank account's ours. Seriously. Hey, I need you guys to, I need to talk to whoever's in charge. I mean, you guys came to me yesterday as a leader of the protest. I need to speak to you. All right. Again, I want to talk to you guys. I need to talk to some of the police. Here, you going right now? You streaming live? Here. Guys, are we on air right now? Here, I'm going to go over and talk to the police. Come on, let's go talk to them, Aaron. Let's go. Who's in charge here, guys? But you obviously couldn't hear me when I was over there. I know, but I mean, we're here. We're citizens. I need to talk to somebody. Not on the middle of the room. Okay, well, who's your commander? Okay, who's your commander? See, there, that is secret police right there. And look, he's pushing me. I don't need to be pushed. I need to know who Sergeant, who's your superior? Who's your superior? Who's your superior? Are you their superior? Okay, well, do I need to go to the police department and talk to him? So I need to go over there. I mean, that's not an unreasonable request. Hey, do you really think sodium fluoride's good for you? Well, where's the property line? Right here? Is that good? You savored telling me step back. Are you like a big wimp that got into this so you can beat people up? Because the cops I met yesterday weren't like that.
The Nazi said I was just following.
It doesn't matter. Let me tell you something. What's going to happen to this country? You guys are going to be in a lot of trouble.
You're just following orders. I understand.
I mean, can you guys just not act pathetic? Do you realize Hillary Clinton was fined $300,000, what was it, 94 for this meeting? This is illegal. And all I want to do is talk to whoever's in charge. I mean, that's ridiculous. That's a reasonable request because it's wrong to be doing everything you guys can. Look at those sacks of garbage over there. The worst is the security guys. They always think they're so good. Those guys are nobodies. I'll never believe how these little nobodies think they're so powerful. It's so incredibly pathetic. I am going to go down to that. I am going to go down to that. I am going down there today. And again, once the protest starts, I mean, one reason they probably are a little more grumpy today is everybody's saying scumbag and stuff to the hotel workers driving in. That's another issue, folks. You might just want to actually call the limousine scumbags because the hotel workers, half of them don't even know what's going on. Okay, well, later I am going to go down there to the sheriff's department. I guess that's what you guys want down there. Doesn't matter. Because they've militarily trained them, and militaries are designed to fight enemies. That's why we don't have peace officers anymore. We have an occupied government. We have TSA on the highways, totally out of their jurisdiction. They're hiring defrocked pedophiles to head the TSA up. CBS News, because that's what it is. Now, most of these guys aren't pedophiles. These are just military types. You know, that military mindset, and we are the Iraqis. We are the Russians. That's just some driver getting ready to pick people up. They will have the stupid little B in the window like we don't know that code word. Hey, Adam, how you doing, buddy? Good to see you, man. Good to meet you in person after all these years.
Oh, I didn't want to interrupt, but I hope I get an interview with you later.
Absolutely. I want to talk to all you guys. Hey, Watson, you still there on the radio live?
Yeah, we're still here watching you live, Alex.
Again, for XM listeners on channel 166 and other systems, keep listening to the radio. You can go to Infowars.com. There is free video streams, so you can actually put faces to all the things that we're doing right here. Again, I met with the police yesterday. They were really, really nice. Off the side, a few said, yeah, we listened to the show, a few of them. Today, most of these police are nice, but I haven't been here till now with protests. People are yelling scumbag and stuff. So I'm sure the police think that people are talking about them. And then the cops start acting tough. And then there's always a few of them you can tell weren't too tough growing up, and now they want to show you they're tough. And then, of course, you just point that out to them, and then they get embarrassed. And it is embarrassing. You know,